Well, hello everyone, and welcome to IAA's celebration of our 8th graduating class. Thank you for attending this monumental event as we honor 9 more graduates and bestow the hard-earned, well-deserved designation Diploma IAA upon Lee Randolph, Janet Carroll, Tom Chaplin, Kathleen Erickson, Claudia Frankel, Marcia Fox, Linda Furiotti, Anne Christine Gruber, and Natalie Yacano. But before we do that, let's take a moment to reflect on the history of IAA. Our school began as a dream that our beloved president and founder, Ina Stanley, had. She wanted an astrological education to be available and easily accessible to everyone, everywhere in the world who wanted to study this great scientific art of astrology. She enlisted the help of astrologer and computer programmer Ed Perrone, who turned her dream into a reality as he built this school. We opened our cyber doors under Jupiter and Aquarius in 1997 as the Online College of Astrology. At that time, we were the first and only online astrology school, and we held classes in chat rooms where we typed back and forth to each other. And over the years, Ina Stanley worked very hard with the astrological community to broaden the scope of the education that IAA offers. It was important to her that she left no stone unturned as she developed the curriculum. With the help of Cheryl Wisman in the early days and Evan Bortnick's numerous unsurpassed contributions throughout IAA's history. Ina wanted to encourage free-thinking astrologers whose education encompassed both the depth and breadth of different astrological techniques. She wanted to ensure that whatever the topic was at an astrology conference, that her students would have heard of it and explored it. Thus, she invited leaders in the astrological community to teach classes in their areas of expertise. And she worked with the national and international certifying bodies to give her graduates the benefits of certification through the hard work and testing they've undergone at IAA. And the really cool thing, it was the year 2000 when we had our first graduating class under Jupiter and Taurus, the waxing square. And as astrology and its divine and infinite wisdom would have it, the first major revisions to the curriculum were implemented, and we reached out for recognition and certification benefits under this waxing square as well. Then the opposition came in 2002 with Jupiter and Leo. The revisions to the curriculum were in place. We achieved certification benefits from 2 of the major astrological organizations and credit exchanges with Kepler College as a result of the hard work done at the first quarter square. So IAA was realizing the intention set out in the beginning and reaping the rewards of the changes we had made. Our membership was growing, our school was becoming recognized, and our student retention rate was growing. Also, at this time, Ed Perrone was busy working to make changes to our website to ensure it was kept up to date. And meanwhile, Ina began to work with Monica Escalante Ochoa to breach the language barrier and make IAA accessible to even more people. The creation of the Spanish language department began under the half Jupiter cycle and materialized appropriately under the disseminating phase. With the revisions in place and some additional requirements, it was 2005 before we had our second graduating class. Jupiter was in Scorpio, and we were at the waning square. With the momentum from the opposition still in place, IAA saw graduates almost yearly after that. And meanwhile, behind the scenes, in the last quarter of our first Jupiter cycle, Ed Perrone again gave his continued hard work, support, and dedication to bring more changes to the website. As technology advanced, so did we. It was at our Jupiter return in 2009 when we began holding classes via the audio-visual platform of GoToMeeting, where we share desktops and talk with each other. Online had become passé because everything was online at that time, so we changed our name to the International Academy of Astrology when we received our nonprofit status at this Jupiter return as well. So also in 2009, under our Jupiter return, we planned to be the first to put on an online astrology conference, Breaking Down the Borders, which was held in November 2010, and we are planning another one for 2012. So now, here we are with Jupiter and Taurus at the waxing square of our second Jupiter cycle. And we are proud to honor the class of 2012 as our largest graduating class ever. This ever-evolving school of ours brings a legacy to be proud of. A rigorous curriculum and dedicated instructors challenged each and every one of you to be your very best. And most of all, we recognize that you are wonderful, brilliant graduates whose passion for astrology, whose dedication towards pursuing a diploma, whose disciplined hard work in the application of techniques in each homework assignment, along with your love and support of this school, makes the International Academy of Astrology possible and gives IAA its highly regarded esteem. We recognize and honor your accomplishments and look forward to watching you rock the astrological world. And so without further ado, I'd like to turn the mic over to Ina Stanley, President of IAA, whose blood, sweat, tears, persistence, vision, dedication, faith, and love for us all brings us here tonight to this most auspicious occasion to honor our 8th graduating class. Let's give Ina a standing ovation as she takes the mic.
Yay, Ina!
Yay!
Brava.
There's our mama! Hey, mama!
Hey, Ina.
Hey!
Oh
Yes.
my.
There's our mama!
Love you, Julie.
Okay, well, here I am, following Julene with tears running down my cheeks, and I have to wear mascara around her because she's always so well groomed. She just always is. She always has her makeup on. But thank you, Julene, and I want to welcome the faculty and the guest here. Okay. It is my greatest honor to be here in this position for this occasion. It fills me full of pride to send such a respectable number of you out in the world as competent astrologers. Moreover, I am humbled. This is the prime example that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. My life has no meaning without IAA students and graduates. When a student has been at IAA long enough to get their diploma, they have transformed from a name on a registration into a person and on into my heart as a friend whom I will cherish for the rest of my life. Moreover, each student, you Lee and you Kathleen, you Natalie and Anna Christine, and you Marcia, and you too Linda, and you Janet and Claudia, and you Tom, all of you have given IAA as much or more than you are taking away from IAA today. Without conscious design, IAA is the synastry of learning and giving. Each student comes into IAA with their personal life experiences, which blends with IAA's instruction, making IAA an ever-flowing, constant expanding venture. IAA has expanded, has grown richer because of you. Fortunately, I have the personal experience of having most of you while I was still teaching. Some of you have become an intimate personal friend. So I too have grown richer because of each of you. And I want to thank each of you. Thank you.
Thanks, mama!
Yes, yes.
We love you.
I love each and every one of you.
Well, thank you, Ina. In our past 15 years, as we're both wiping our eyes, okay, in our past 15 years, we have seen 18 graduates go on to do great things for the astrological community. And tonight we're going to bring that number to 26. So now, the moment you've all been waiting for, and I wish I had a drum, I would give a drum roll. the graduates. So tonight, we want to honor the dedication and hard work of 9 brilliant astrologers who no doubt will go on to do great things. So I'd like to call you up to the virtual podium one by one to receive your virtual diploma and say a few words. And the real ones were mailed earlier in the day, and if you don't have them yet, you should have it shortly. First, I'd like to recognize Leanne Randolph from the class of 2011. Let's give a round of applause for Lee.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Did you want to say anything, Lee?
Thanks. Yeah, Julene. I mean, I can echo some of the things that you said, that I've been really impressed with the education I've received, and have talked to people, astrologers, who tell me they've been doing astrology for 20 years, and I have learned things through this program that seem foundational to me that they didn't know. So, wonderful education. I wish I had the time to be involved in helping IAA in that way, but I just don't right now. But I mean, this has given me access.
Oh.
And so I just want to thank all of you who have been my teachers and my classmates, and it really was a wonderful experience.
Oh, well, thank you, Lee. All right, and now for the class, the 8 graduates in the class of 2012. I'm going to call you up in alphabetical order. So let's have a round of applause for Janet Carroll.
Yay!
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to keep it real short, but I just want to say specifically to Ina that I am eternally grateful that, Ina, you had the vision and the gall to put IAA on the web way back when it was not fashionable. So had it not been for you doing that, I would have never had the opportunity to become a student, and I may have stepped away from astrology completely because I was searching for something to differentiate me from what I call the astrologer on the street. So, Ina, thank you, and thank you for having Julene as the CEO, because she quickly responded to my first email asking if I could double up on classes ASAP. So I have those, Julene. So because of, I went back and read those this morning, so because of what both of you have created, I feel like I've had an in-depth astrological education from all the top, from all the quality instructors who taught quality and in-depth material. So, and to the fellow graduates and former classmates, it was a wonderful journey. We got to know each other in ways might have taken years face-to-face doing classes, once a week. So, but it was a very intimate journey and compact. But thank you again and again to all of you for being a part of the journey. So, and best wishes to everybody.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet.
Yeah.
All right, our next graduate, Tom Chaplin.
Hey, Tom!
Hey everybody.
Yay, Nat
I got my diploma today, so
Yay.
thank you. It was a surprise to see it, but it was, thank you very much. I want to say, Ina was my teacher the first couple classes, and I learned early on that I thought it was interesting because I learned that her Jupiter in her natal Jupiter sat right on my North Node in Sagittarius. And
Ooh.
I thought, well, that's got to be good for what I'm doing here. And I think, I think that aspect really sums up my my experience at IAA very well. I wasn't really sure, when I first registered, it was kind of like, well, I'll take this class and see how it goes, and then I'll take this class, and then I took the next class, and I thought, okay, let me see how it goes, and then I took the third class, and I thought, well, all right, I think I'll just register for the whole thing now. And I found that I was learning more than I ever anticipated that I would. I think, yeah, I can say, I know that all the teachers were amazing. I think the course material was just right on. You know, all the reading material, the homework, everything was just, they were all valuable tools for learning. And I would just sum it up and say it was a very rich and rewarding experience. And I really feel it's, some opportunities have come to me recently that I really credit my education at IAA with. I am starting a group in Northern Virginia with 3 other astrologers because there's kind of a void here. You know, there are NCGR chapters. There's a lot of astrological chapters around different areas, but for some reason, Northern Virginia, there's just this big void, and we're starting this group. And I really feel like I'm competent. I can hold my own with these people. So I have to say thank you very much. I mean, this has been just, an incredible experience. So, to everybody, I think Ron, you're there, and Lee, I know you were one of the classes I was in, and, certainly Ina and Julene. I had a lot of classes with Julene. I just, and anybody else, I don't know if I'm missing anybody, but everybody, all the teachers were just great, and I really just have to say this was a great experience. It was fantastic. So thank you, everybody, very much, and congratulations to everyone who's graduating.
Thanks. Congratulations to you.
Thanks.
Yay.
Well said, Tom.
Yeah. All right. So now we will have a round of applause for Kathleen Erickson.
Yay, Kathleen.
Yay.
Wow, thank you. This morning when I was thinking about graduating, I had a lot of the same feelings that I had the very first night of the very first class. And that's back when we were typing. And I was so new to computers that I was barely able to get in at all. And then I became completely frozen at the very start. I couldn't think of the next thing to do, and I remember Ina typing, "Are you there, Kathleen? Are you?" And I say that because number one, I want to thank my partner, Lauren, who is, wow, I feel really emotional saying that, but has been with me through this whole experience and really got me through that night, kind of helped me do the computer. And that was an amazing beginning. And I want to especially thank Lauren for being here through these 4 years. And thank you very much to the incredible vision of this school. I read about it in the Mountain Astrologer, and when they were listing the different ways that you could learn astrology or improve your skills, and it was just, that's what took me to OCA at the time, and I'm very, very grateful for that article long ago, which I still have, and to all of the teachers who have just been amazing. The level of work that that the teachers do is remarkable, and what we are asked to do as students is at such a really a high level that I have to say that no other graduate course that I've taken, and I have taken some, compares with the level of professionalism in this school. And I just really thank all of the teachers. Thank you, Ina, Julene, for just being right there, backbones all the time, and for just the inspiration and the encouragement through a lot of times. And to all the students, I think somebody said that what a way to get to know people. I mean, really, very intimate classes and very wonderful. And I'm really happy to be able to add a little more to IAA now that I'm completing here, and looking forward to greater connection with IAA and just feeling more and more confident as an astrologer. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Congratulations, Kathleen.
Yay, yay.
Congratulations.
Our next graduate to announce is Claudia Frankel. And I'm
Claudia.
Hey,
Hey, Claudia.
Hey,
Congratulations, Claudia.
Are you here, Claudia? She was on in the beginning.
She's not on the list.
I don't see her name.
No, no.
So we will come back to Claudia. Hopefully she'll make it back in. So how about Marsha Fox?
Marsha, yay!
Marsha.
Thank you. Okay, so much of what's been said so far just is exactly what I would have said, so I will just kind of agree with everything that's been said so far. And I also want to add that many times when I get a compliment from a client on my work, the first thing I do is credit the training that I received from IAA and explain to them that I had wonderful teachers. And if my work is good, it's credit to them more so than myself, because I never would have figured it out on my own. And so I really feel very strongly about my education with IAA and my continued association as a teacher. I love teaching NA-TO1, which is where we probably all started. And it's just a real thrill to look back and realize that I finally made it all the way through. It kind of reminds me when I graduated from college, where, you know, I had always thought during the process that I would know everything by the time I graduated, and then of course you don't. You realize how little you know. And in many ways it's the same with IAA. Now I realize also how much more there is to learn, and I certainly plan to continue to learn in that respect also. I guess as far as really applying it, I've been thinking a lot about what I might want to do as far as some kind of a specialty. It seems like most of the niches out there are already filled by somebody, and I feel like I've kind of spent my life a day late and a dollar short, that whatever I am interested in, somebody else has already done so well that it's like, well, I would be redundant or whatever. But one of the things I'm thinking about doing now is just taking my science training and trying to work it in with the astrology and, you know, build arguments for astrologers to use to defend themselves against scientists. I've begun researching that area. It's been kind of funny. It's made me laugh several times as I've discovered that the particular field of science that I would probably be working with is also not accepted by conventional scientists, which, you know, that figures, right? But the good news is that in what I've looked at so far, I haven't seen astrology mentioned. I've seen a lot of mention of, you know, healers and telepathy and things like that, and talking about those energies, but I have yet to come across anything where they tied that into the direct influence of astrology. So I'm hoping I might be able to find a niche there and be able to jump in and then put together some kind of just a defense for us, as you occasionally encounter people that think it's crazy or just a bunch of woo-woo stuff. and be able to kind of defend what we do in a way where people will give us a little bit more respect. So I am grateful for everything I've learned at IAA and for what I'll be able to do with it in the future. And it has been a privilege to be associated with the school, and I look forward to continue that for a long time to come.
Thank you, Marcia.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations.
Yay, yay.
Congratulations, Marcia.
Thank you.
All right, let's have a round of applause for our next graduate, Linda Furiotti.
Hey,
Yay.
Congratulations, Linda.
Thank you, thank you,
Yay.
thank you, all of you.
Yay, media maid.
Media maid. I love it. Ron, glad you're out of the country. Well, I want to thank all of you for the great applause and for my teachers and instructors and my friends that I've made along the way with IAA. It's been a wonderful journey. And, you know, prior to coming to IAA, I spent quite some time trying to find the right program that would teach me astrology on the level that I wanted to be taught, and using a curriculum that I could understand. So, and then one day I just sent an email. So I came across OCA at the time, and I sent an email, and next thing I know, the CEO of the school is calling me. Ina Stanley calls me, and by the time I got off the phone an hour later, I knew I was in the right place. I registered for classes, and now here I am, a graduate of IAA. Who knew? That was almost 3 years ago. So, I mean, I immediately fell in love with Ina. She's taught me a lot. In fact, everybody at the school has taught me a lot. And, you know, like, you know, some others have said, you know, it's nice because we can hold our head high knowing that we have this education and knowing that, you know, we are learning astrology the right way in a very ethical way. And, you know, I'm proud of that. So, and I also am I'm looking forward to actually being handed my diploma by Julie and Ina when I get to see them within the next week or two. So thank all of you, and I welcome, you know, all of you to stay in touch. I'm very thankful that I've had so many opportunities and doors have opened for me since gaining my education. I'm thankful I'm the media director for IAA. I love working with everybody on the Breaking Down the Borders conference, and none of that would have been possible without, you know, first coming to IAA. So thank you all, and I look forward to our continued relationship and friendships.
Well, thank you, Linda.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Yay, yay, congratulations.
Great. Our next graduate, let's have a round of applause for Ann-Christine Gruber.
Yay, yay.
Thank you, everyone. Wow. I still remember when I enrolled in 2008, and here we are, 2012, with the diploma. I'm reading a book right now called The Happiness Project, and I wanted to share a phrase with you from the author. She says, "The days are long, but the years are short." And that's exactly what I felt when I enrolled at IAA. I saw the amount of classes and thought, oh my God, it's a lot, but here we are, we finished all the classes, and that went really fast. When I enrolled at IAA, I was looking for astrology classes that would guide me in my astrology studies. And IAA offered a great curriculum and with the convenience of taking the classes at home. The experience was amazing. And I liked every moment, every class, even though sometimes it seemed long, the homework and the load was a lot, but it was always enjoyable. And my teachers were all terrific. Each had their own different personalities, energies, and experiences that made the classes very interesting. And I started my class, I think, with Tom and Natalie. And we lost Tom on the way because I think he took a few more classes than we were taking at the time. and also because I was making my breaks for my trips to Switzerland every year. And I want to thank Natalie because she accommodated my schedule, and she made the break as well so that we could finish the class together. So thank you, Natalie.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And thank you to all of you. It was really an amazing experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Aunt Christine.
Congratulations, Anne.
Way to go, Anne. Way to go, Anne.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now let's have a round of applause for Natalie Yacano.
Yay! Yay!
Go the Aussies. Oh, yeah, I've got a whole house full of Aussies right now. Oh, and Christine, I feel the same way. I don't think I would have completed this. You know, I'm all cardinal. I'm very good at starting things, but with one planet and Earth, completion isn't my forte. And I think that all your emails, when are you signing up? What are we going to do? If I hadn't had that, I probably would have dropped out. So I too have to thank you. I'm getting all emotional now.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
I was bawling when Julene was speaking earlier. This has been quite a ride. I mean, for me, this is the first thing I've actually completed. I never actually went to college, so this is kind of...
You got any tissues?
Yay, Natalie.
We'll just say she faded out.
Champagne. Woo! Anyway, this has been an incredible experience. I mean, the school is fantastic. Julene, Ron, I think I also see Jack there. We've just started with Jack. I mean, everyone has been so fantastic. I mean, with Saturn in the 9th, I really needed kind of a structured kind of learning system, and this school has been unbelievable. I love so much that, you know, it's such a varied education, you know, traditional to Vedic, you know, just being able to touch on all of it. I feel like I'm stepping out there like completely prepared now and a little less in the dark. And I want to thank everybody and Tom and everybody who's sort of taken the journey with us. Congratulations. And I love that we are class 2012.
Yeah.
Very special that we're 2012, and I think that has meaning. So congratulations, everybody, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you, Natalie.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to all of you. I'm just going to open up the floor to anybody who wants to comment or say anything.
Well, just that I think we're all very, very proud of you.
Thank you. It's been fun. I mean,
One more thing. This is Kathleen. One thing I wanted to say is that one of the most amazing things to me about the school is that the teachers are from everywhere. And I mean, Chris and Ron have just given so much perspective for those of us who are trapped in the body of a U.S. citizen, you know, and need to get larger perspective on the world. And that has been really, really wonderful. I really, really appreciate that. So thank you so much for that added perspective. Always, always. You know, looking at a chart from upside down.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Julene, Jack, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, really great.
Of course, there is a hidden agenda. I'm aiming to Australianise every single one of you, but you just haven't realised it.
Works for me. We're ready to jump ship. Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
We are, that's for sure.
Yeah, I want to know if anybody will confess to using the word a.
Yeah.
It might be creeping into your vocabulary.
Sounds like Fonzie from the 70s or 80s.
A.
None of them yet say a boot, though, Ron.
Oh, darn. I got to step up my programming.
Incorporate that into your lectures, Ron.
Yes, exactly. I think I will, yeah. Okay, everybody repeat after me. We're going oot in the boot.
You're going to do what in my boot?
That's funny. That was a good one. Well, I had to be here. I have so many fond memories of all of you when you were students in my classes. If you were in more than one, you know, it's so rewarding. I know Ina and Jolene are getting all soppy because they like to see their little progenies move on, graduate, and I kind of feel the same way. It's very rewarding for the instructors, and we get rewards every week. Every time you're in a class and you come up with something, and especially as an instructor, and I learned something. The student will come up with something and say, "Wow, I never looked at that way before. That's very good. Holy cow!" You make note of it, and you thank the student, and away you go. So it's very rewarding for the instructors and you students and you graduates now. Those of you that are teaching, especially I'm sure you're finding the same thing. And you graduates that are moving on, just remember that you contributed a heck of a lot more than you can imagine to the school, and I thank you for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to back Ron. I'd like to back Ron up on that, because I don't think any of you realise that our development depends on you guys, and you do give exactly what Ron said. Every now and then one of you will come up with a new perspective, and you'll think, "Oh, look at that, yeah," and you don't realise that the class of, what will they be? The class of 2014, from my perspective, teaching down the bottom there, at the early end, many of those are being taught things that you gave me. So you contributed to their development. And yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with Ron. I am so proud of you all. I remember that calculation class. We had so much fun. And you were all so good at it, which was wonderful. So yeah, I certainly back up Ron with everything he just said.
Yeah, I have to agree. I just get so much from each one of my students, and teaching geopolitical astrology, it's always interesting, especially interesting to have the international students with all those different perspectives, and looking at charts of different countries, and getting to talk about the charts of nations with people who are from the countries, and even though I'm well traveled, the experience of the native is always somehow richer, it's a more deep, more personal understanding. So that's been terrific, and what the ideas that you offer, and sometimes the challenges you offer, it's really been quite amazing. And I can only think that if you get as much from me as I get from you, you're going to be fantastic astrologers.
Yeah.
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, do we break out the champagne?
Yes, we definitely do.
So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.